G'day mate and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included with me, JD. So, this episode we need to do something about this water because it keeps piling up. Actually, we need to do a lot of things actually. So, I'm going to start with the water problem because it's going to take a while for the... No, let's go with flat outright tiles. Yeah, like that. And then we're going to come down there, down there. I'm going to build a base along there. And come on, game. And we're going to dig all of that out. Because I need... This is going to cause problems. I need to be able to filter that water. I need to improve it thoroughly. It needs to like complete rebuild, but like one problem at a time. Okay, our millwood farm is pretty much dead. This one is going without too many hassles. It hasn't overheated. In fact, actually, I haven't seen this water run for quite some time. So I don't know. I don't know how it's doing. But it hasn't backed up yet, so that's something. So we're actually going to deconstruct buildings. That whole row. Because I've also got lots of gases hanging around, and I really want to automate clearing some of these gases out of the base. Getting rid of the carbon dioxide, getting rid of the chlorine, natural gas, other odd things that are floating around, to hopefully get a bit more oxygen pumped into the base. This is also causing us hassles. So, inside a gas pipe, deconstruct. No, cancel. I want it to go... I want to follow a bridge first. Okay. Deconstruct so I can think. Oh, that's the other thing I want to do. I've put in this pump to start clearing out some of the natural gas we've got in here, but I also need to make sure it's got somewhere to get into the actual system. So we're going to put that on there. And then about here, I guess. I want to be able to read the gas. Sure, let's try there. And I want to repeat the system down here as well. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to do ventilation. We're going to do a gas element sensor. I've already got one. Okay. So if it is not chlorine, it releases. Let's see if I can duplicate that. Ventilation. Deconstruct that one. Gas shutoff. Automation. So essentially what I want to do is I want to do the automation I did over here. I want to have a element sensor, not filter gate, turn on. So element not done. Filter gate. And that all says it's non-constructible. Why? Oh no, now it's... No. Unreachable build. Probably because I've expanded out these jumps and dupes can't get there anymore. That would probably explain it. Ventilation. Okay, so I want to do a gas shut-off in there with insulated pipe there to there. Then I want to do ventilation, an element sensor here, I guess works. Automation. We want to go 1 tile, 2 tiles. We want a NOT gate there, filter gate there, automation wire. Oops. Automation overlay from there to there. Power. That'll. Whoop. Power. That'll do for the moment. I need this built because I really want to turn this back on. I really want to have chlorine in the system. And I want to make sure this empties as well. Because the moment it's backed up, so the natural gas is being pumped out this way. Which is a separate problem. Disabled by automation. If it's... oh, because it's set to below. So that really needs to be set to above. After I fix the output. See, it's still going to run, and it's still going to be full to this point. So I actually need that after this. Ventilation. Gas element sensor. Here. Now I might have too much cable. Or too much of a run between A and B. Okay. So we'll set that to 100. Hang on. I don't know. This still might not work. It's entirely possible. And because it's red, it's filled the pipe back up. Okay, people are not deconstructing things. We do have this built. It is now officially built. There's more stuff to be swept tubes. So where's our room? We have a recreational room, a recreational room, and a recreational room. Now, the more rooms the dupes use, the better vitals. Let's do morale. 19 meep. Great hall, washroom, 3 last cycles, decor, nice. No, they haven't actually used any of the rooms yet. We do have 3 lots of downtime. We just got to convince them to come use it, which could take some effort. Come on, I want this automation done. Because I want to see this in action. I want to make sure this works so we can get rid of the natural gas in this room. Plastic's running fine when it's running. I put in some heat plates to try and keep it cool. This is half dug already. After they finish digging out this, no, we can leave that one as is. I'm just going to knock out that wall, and that way the water can slide over more. Like I said, it's still far from ideal. Ideally, I'd build a whole pressure chamber to hold all the polluted water, but again, one job at a time. And the other thing I can do is I can do clay to ceramic. Now, ceramic's a great insulator. There we go, ceramic. Very low heat capacity and very low thermal conductivity, which means now that I've got access to it, it means I start looking at changing every bit of sandstone pipe and insulated tile I've ever done and swapping them over to ceramic. Only if they're failing as is. So if I look at anywhere I've got like hot pipes, so I've got liquid pipe in here at like 36 odd degrees, and the tiles are also 36 degrees. So along there is a spot where I definitely look at doing it. Just to, you know, try and hold that temperature in just a little bit better. Alright, we need to crank up game speed. Okay, so we've now got this working in theory. No. Not. It's a filter gate. So it goes into standby. Hang on. Enter standby system is connected to inbot, is also on standby, stays in standby. Okay, so I actually don't want the not gate. I actually want a straight connection. It's completely broken, but that's fine. So it means this will clear out the pipe. And ventilation, no, automation. So only when I don't have, oh, I did want it because I hadn't set this. You're meant to be set to natural gas. Yep. See, I did have it right in the first place. Probably 8. Well, that demonstrates it. So, when it goes green, it has to be green, i.e. there has to be natural gas here for at least 100 seconds before it'll actually let more through. 100 seconds might be a little bit too long. It's something I'm going to have to investigate and play around with to get the exact runtime. But yeah, as long as we use this natural gas, it means we can pump this natural gas out, which would be awesome, because I'm sick of having it sitting in the pipes doing nothing. And this won't produce that much natural gas at the end of the day. It's only going to produce a very, very small amount. But it also means we can come down and look at this one. Okay, ventilation, insulator pipe. Do I have ceramic built? I do. Okay, so we can go there to there, which just used most of it. Automation. We've got a not to a filter gate, 100 seconds, and we can turn this on, probably 9. Come on. Come flick the switch, somebody. Oh, beautiful. What? Sunnova, get over here. Come flick the switch. Really? Iron Wolf's come to do it. Okay. Can somebody just build that one bit of pipe, please? So, because it detects gas here, it now won't run. Damn, it needs to be on the other side of it. Okay. ventilation, gas element sensor, there, automation, not gate. Filter gate. It's like the third time, fourth time, eighth time I've set up this automation so far this series. You'd think I'd have it down pat by now. You don't need power. Good. I want this built before I rip up this one. This one... Again, I'll set it to 100 seconds. It's probably too long, but it's fine. So this is finally sucked through that much. So now I can set that if it's above 500 grams. Pump it out. What the hell is that we're pumping out? It's chlorine. Well, there you go. So the automation says, as long as I've got gas here, don't let more gas through. And as long as this is pumping, which it's now pumped too much. I need to chew up more gas in the pipe. Okay. There we go. Deconstruct, 29. All of that. You've got to be set to chlorine. So, because it's detected chlorine in there, it'll stop that running. Which means it'll cut off the pipe and some chlorine will flow through. And then it'll open the pipe back up and then shut it off. And then open the pipe up and shut it off. And it's fine. It'll take a while to refill the pipe. But that's perfectly fine. That is what we want. It means we can actually come down here and tap in a chlorine pipe right here to dump excess chlorine anywhere else at the base. Right in there. Which is really what I want this lot done for. Ventilation. Okay, set it back above. 500. It's the micro I hate doing. You're not helping when you put more natural gas in the air. Really, you know that, dupes, right? Okay, polymer press is going. Plastic's being filled up slowly. Neoflix is now a plumber, which is the top of that job. Gopher. Okay, now that's done, we can just munch that out, and then let the liquid level out a little bit more. I guess it's time for a bit of a cleanup. Or maybe not. So it's pumping chlorine into here and into here. This one, pressure's pretty much unchanged. You've got a tail. Yeah, I gotta get Atmos suits for them to get into both these farms. So they stop walking through the water and getting that debuff. Problems for later. Alright, food is here. I'd like food over here. I'd like water fixed. Alright, we need to pick a task. Deconstruct. Proteate. Get rid of that. Oh, you built a tile and then couldn't get back to it. Okay. So they can actually reach that to deconstruct it. That's what the issue is. You will need Atmos suits in here. Oh, that's... So at the moment we're counting down through our filter. we've used a lot of that gas. Alright, so whilst I've got the chance, let's just pump this out as much as possible. That's as much as possible. Okay. Alright, so I need to get rid of some of these nasty gases. This is full of CO2. So really around about here is where I want to actually get rid of gases, being the lowest point of the base. Because I can always put some airflow tiles here to let the CO2 out. Why don't we just pump it out? That's the other option. Gas. No, because there is definitely going to be no room there. So this is why I've been trying to pre-plan, and so far I didn't pre-plan this episode. Alright, we're just going to go on with cleanup then. Ventilation display. The vents, there's really not a lot I could do. I could fix this. Okay, so let's deconstruct that. I can't build it. That's a mess. That's a mess. That's a mess. But it's a working mess, so I'm not going to play with it. That's a mess, but it works. So again, I'm not going to play with it. We're slowly putting chlorine back into the system. Plumbing, same story. It is a mess, but it's a working mess. So again, I'm not going to play with it. I can't really argue with the way things are running. Power grid. Yeah, this could be a mess. Okay. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that anymore. You're on a dedicated grid, so I don't need that anymore. Oh, hang on. This grid goes from here to here to here to here. That's a grid separation point. Okay. That's one messed up grid. Okay. That's a separate grid entirely. This one's high watt wire, so that's again a separate grid. We can get rid of you and get rid of you because you're both definitely doing nothing. Power down south is all fairly straight lines actually. Although that sucked up everything, so back to the power overlay. We can get rid of this and this. Nope. Pipe. That is an in for polluted water. So I do want to leave that handy, because you bet we're going to start tapping other polluted waters. A security door that I've forgotten all about. Come on, Jebediah. Oh, lockers. So we got inspect now, which is something I probably should cover. Discarded journal inside remains mostly intact. I scan the pages of use. New database entry discovered. Cleaning up the mess. Encryption level none. I cleaned up a few messes in my time and seen nothing like the mess I seen today in the biolab. Green goop all over the floor, all over the walls. Murky chews look like human shapes floating them. Then the old Mr. Gunnison ain't got... They think old Mr. Gunnison ain't got smarts enough to put two and two together. But I got eyes, don't I? Ain't no ever really pay attention to the janister. Mr. Stinky Gunnison. We've got a Stinky. Alright, so we're going to rummage in that one. We're going to inspect in that one. Look around and recover an old file. New database. View entry. Employee processing. Encryption level 1. Voice recognition. Initialize. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for the fingerprints, Doctor. We just need a quick voice sample and you'll be on your way. Dr. McClock. McClinton. Wow, Jackie, your security is no joke. We've got a Jackie too, don't we? Please address me as director whilst on facility grounds. Dr. McClink, right, clicking. Technician, this should take a moment. Speak clearly and the system will derive a voice signature for you. When you're ready, throat clearing. Security code B111, Dr. Jody McClinton, Gravis Phil. Whoop, hang on, I'm reading that. Gravitas Facility, Bioengineering Department. Pause. Great. What was that light just now? A basic security scan. No need for concern. Machine printing. Here's your ID. You should have access to all the doors of the facility now. Thank you. Come along, Doctor. Okay. Rummage. Inspect. Single page on long printout remains legible. I scan it, add it to my database. Sunflower seeds. How are you chaps today? Squeaking. I bought sunflower seeds. Look, your favorite. Are you hungry? Excited, squeaking. One moment, friends. I left the recorder on. Rustling. Log ends. Okay. So these are the new database entries. Journals. Cleaning up the mess. Employee processing. Sunflower seeds. So that's all the ones I've got so far. Starting crew. This doesn't look like mine. Oh. Okay, hang on. No life supports in place, but luckily we found ourselves in a small breathable air pocket, not in immediate danger. Between our available air and our meal fuel supplies, I estimate we have 3 days set up food and oxygen production before my duplicate's lives are put at risk. How do we end up underground? I've synthesized enough ooze to print a new duplicate. All I have now to do is choose the blueprint. It'd be helpful to have an extra set of hands around the colony, but it also mean another mouth to feed and lungs to fill. As duplicates scout further, I've begun to piece together a better view of our surroundings. They are my eyes and ears. My ears tell me that there's enough here to survive however long it's necessary until we can escape. As far as I can tell, we're miles beneath the surface of the planet. Digging our way out will take some time. Duplicates are not meant for underground living. How did our printing pod come to be here, I wonder? Something feels off. I've detected deposits of abyssite neutronium in the planet's composition. Man-made elements that shouldn't naturally occur. Is this really the designated sea planet? We'll need to spend some time assessing the data the duplicates have gathered at our surrounds and calculate the total mass of the asteroid. Although I have suspicions I already know the answer. As I suspected, the asteroid and the estimated mass missing from the nearby planet are nearly identical. We're on the seed planet. We've never left home. I lost my first duplicate day. They depended on me to protect them and I failed. I am tasked to minimize potential risks to duplicate well-being. I must accept it's impossible to prevent all danger in the end. All I now do is remain vigilant and promise to do everything in my power to keep the duplicates safe from this moment forward. Rest in peace, Zero. My duplicates have already used their new research station to yield useful results. The discovery of Zero, so this is again, it's not filled in properly, shows me they have great potential for advancement. I do encourage their research. We may recreate technologies necessary to escape this world and colonize. Colonies finally completed the research on the necessary rocket technologies. Now we need to collect the resources to construct our interstellar project. Freedom is within reach. Okay. Well, there you go. So yeah, under journals, they're all new entries, and you can read through them and discover I'm going to put snazzy suits on every duplicate I can find. You can run through them and discover all sorts of interesting things about the dupes and about the backstory. Sun Nova Apprentice Architect. Sun Nova can come up to the next level. Snazzy suit for 10th Doctor. Alright, so we've cleaned up that, Power grid wise, there's really nothing else to do. Actually I should see how so you've pumped out a lot of the hydrogen. So we need to ventilation, gas pump. Probably a new one there. With gas pipe. With just a touch of power. And then this one I'm going to disable. Because eventually more hydrogen will seep out of this area, and work its way up. But at the moment I'm just going to turn that one off. I'm going to mop 8 to get rid of all this water. That was quick. That was really quick. Cool! We'll now get the hydrogen out of this area. And this is the hydrogen. Oh, there we go. Deconstruct that pipe. That's the old pipe we were using for pulling out hydrogen. Which now has... Yeah. All the infrastructure was still there. I said cancel. Sheesh. Normally you're too lazy, and now you're well ahead of me. Alright, why is my automation not working? Probably because I never set that to be hydrogen. That would be my assumption. We've just pumped it out to local environment. Good on you, JD. Good on you. Alright, terrarium can be deconstructed. Terrarium and terrarium can be deconstructed. We are printing plastic left, right, and center. Plumbing. We're out of petroleum. Probably because we still haven't invented this one enough. I'd like more room. That way I could have a mop. It's water doing funny things. Can you not, please, water? Please. Oh, it's water. That's what it is. Water from up there dripping down. Probably from all the way up there. Yeah, there's plenty of water in my tank again. Okay. So yeah, ideally I'd like to have 2 pressure sensors here. One for gas tight and one for pressure. There's just no room to get a second automated anything in there. That's got polluted water. That's got to go. Otherwise, that's going to cause me problems. Come on, Preno. Right there. Come clean that one up. Done. I really wish they'd stop putting microchips in these things. Because they don't get used. Ventilation. Okay, so if I turn that back above 100 degrees. Actually, we'll set it to 0 for the moment. See if I can pull a vacuum or close to. Because if I can get rid of all the other gases, and then it's only natural gas, maybe I can actually put in enough automation. Alright. Why do we have idle tubes? We should never have idle tubes. Ever. Groundskeeper. Groundskeeper, Metatronics engineer. So, Colonel Will needs a new job. Architect. Groundskeeper. We need a WeRab. And we need a... Hygis? Hygis? Yeah, I think that's the nickname I gave you. Or Math. Math. Math or Hygis. One or the other. Alright. Why are you idle? You should never, ever, ever be idle. Oh. Waiting repair. High priority. It took in the wrong gas. Oh, I don't have any way of clearing what gas comes down that high. My bad. Wasn't really an issue when I was just dumping all the gas out. Good point, JD. So you're set to hydrogen. It's pressure. Okay, automation. Gas element. There. A ore sensor. Sure. Automation. Nope. That's not gonna work. Okay, power. Power. Conductive wire. Automation. Need ore sensor. Sure, let's go that way. Automation wire. So you go to there, you go to there. Deconstruct automation, that one. Get rid of the gaseous element. You're set to hydrogen. And run game speed. And of course, the auto strip is going to put stuff wherever it can. Okay, so then we want ventilation, gas pipe element sensor right there, with automation wire. Oops. Automation wire there and there, with a bridge over the top. Please tell me it accepted the bridge. No. Oh, really? Okay. Deconstruct 8. Automation. We're going to have to get rid of... No, I have to get rid of that one and that one. And then I got to go there and there. And then this will have to loop around. That's a pain in the ass. Mop. 8. Below 0. Just pump out all the liquid. Active if above 0. There we go. Okay. Automation. Automation wire. You're actually going to go like that now. And that means that can go away. And you should be set to hydrogen. You should be set to hydrogen. And empty pipe 8. That one. So now... Oh, it needs a knock gate. literally pick up the wire and put it straight back. Mop. Okay. So. But you're going to not. So. Let me get this right. We go to a not gate. So if it's not hydrogen, it needs to be expelled. Not hydrogen, and then I gotta make it true again. Automation. Not hydrogen makes it red. And it's red. It's disabled. Hydrogen, okay, hydrogen, not hydrogen we want it enabled. So that is hydrogen, it is enabled. We want not hydrogen is enabled. Alright, I'm going to end the episode here, because I know my brain's obviously having a fart moment at the moment, and I can't work out how I need to run this automation. So, I'm going to end the episode here. I'm going to thank you guys for watching, as always. Next episode, water, because this is ridiculous. Where to put it is a whole separate question. Along with, we'll do something about the whole gas filtering system. This has sucked out most of the gas. So in theory, I can change how all this runs, which again is something I'll play with between episodes. Because obviously this running all the time is probably a bit much, but it is still finding specks of CO2. Yeah, there's some there. So I think I'm just going to let this run until we get a true A vacuum as possible, and then I can change the automation around as required. So yeah, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I will put my thinking cap on and plan out this, because this needs a system that actually works. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And we need more storage, so we'll also have to do that in the next episode. I guess we're going to have to start going this way. Yep, more storage. Anyway. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!